Hey, hello universe, what's up? It's your girl Brandy619. So I know y'all see me in my kitchen, however I'm not in the process of doing a cooking video. However, I am in the process of cooking, but I wanted to come and talk to y'all and touch on this topic about the young girl that's missing, 4-year-old Maleah Davis. Last seen with her I'm not going to call him her stepfather because he actually was just the mom's baby dad. I believe that they have a 2-year-old little boy together, so I'm not going to refer to him as her stepfather because he and the little girl's mother were not married. However, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. But in dealing with this situation right here, she was last seen with him driving down the highway with the 2-year-old little brother on their way to go pick up the mother from the airport, allegedly. And when he says that, you know, they caught a flat tire. And in the process of him changing that flat tire, he says that a blue pickup truck, now mind you, a blue pickup truck, I don't know, GMC, I don't know what kind of Ford, what kind of truck, whatever, pulls up on the side. 2 men, I don't know why I keep wanting to think that he said 2 Hispanic men, referenced the young girl, saying that she was really pretty and all that kind of stuff. Really cute little girl. And then the next thing he knew, he was getting hit in the head. And then he was in the car with them, along with his 2-year-old and the little girl, Maleah, and the 2 abductors, alleged abductors, okay? So then he says he was losing, and he was in and out of consciousness, and then the next thing he knows, he wakes up on the side of the road with his son. That he was asking so many people for help, and that no one was helping him. I don't know, you know, let me just stick to the script. No one would help him, so he walked down the road to the hospital where he got medical attention, and that was where he reported that the young girl was missing. Okay? So, tonight's dinner is teriyaki chicken and sweet cabbage and white rice. You can substitute white rice for brown rice. So, anywho, so let's get to the matter of fact of this case. Now, as I was watching the news channel, I did see a young lady that was on there, and she had a very, very valid point. You know, what happened, how we got there, X, Y, and Z, who's right, who's wrong. It is neither here nor there. The most important thing at this point right here is to find the young girl, okay? Now, I do want to put this out there. I am by no means saying that child abductions don't happen, random child abductions don't happen. I'm not saying that they don't happen. I'm not saying that there's not a huge black market out here for young children. You know what I'm saying? However, I just, from random, not experience, but kind of what I've researched just throughout the time, because I have a lot of kids, all ranging from little to grown, okay? So this is something that's very near and dear to me because I got a gang of babies. And so, you know, I'm always, when I'm in the store with my kid and he's like, oh, Mom, I want to go over there and grab a ball and play with that ball, or I'm going to go take this out. I'm like, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? I've watched video of people being in stores with their kid right behind them or on the side of them, and somebody come up and snatch them and run off. You know, I've seen this with my eye on video surveillance from different places. I've seen the kids be outside playing, car roll up, snatch the kid, gone. So I get it. You understand what I'm saying? However, you know, I want to get to what I would consider red flags. Now, like I said, she's absolutely right. The return of the little girl or finding her or whatever the case is the most important thing. From what I understand from the news, they're saying that she just recently, maybe 2 weeks ago, had a brain surgery, so she's in desperate need of her medication. And apart from that, she just needs to be returned to her mother. Period. Okay? But when something don't smell right, 9 times out of 10 it ain't right. Okay, that's something that we do when we go in the refrigerator and we open it up and we see something inside of a container. A lot of time, first of all, just by look, we like, oh, I don't know when the last time. that don't even look right. I don't even know if I even want to open it up and smell it. You know what I'm saying? But just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we pops it open. Now, if we don't blatantly see anything disgusting growing on top of it, the first thing we do is we smell it to make sure. That is how we figure out if something is right or not, good or bad, okay? Apart from your initial emotion that you get inside of your solar plexus, where you like, ooh, that ain't saying right, that ain't kind of making no sense, okay? So I'm gonna go to this. It's he, his son, and his girlfriend's daughter. I'm going to assume that Maleah, 4-year-old, and their son that they have together, 2-year-old, are half siblings. Okay. So he says that he's outside changing the tire. I guess the young girl may have been outside the car with him, as opposed to, you know, in the car, out of harm's way. I don't know, you know, especially if they pulled over to the side of a road, you know, particularly I would keep my kids inside of the car if my car is on the side of the road. But this is his story. So I guess they see the young girl. The next thing he knows, he's being hit in the head. Now, I did see the picture that they took of the man, and he has a little knot right here on the front of the head, and maybe what appears to be some dried up blood. I really didn't see no bust gashes, or, you know, I'm not really sure what all that was. Maybe it was some, I don't really know what the caked up stuff was, but I did see a knot right here. So, you know, unless they came up, you know, from the side and hit you on the side of your head and the front of your head with a bat or a club or something like that, you know. First of all, I'm not even sure how you would allow for some unsuspecting guys to get that close to you and your kids in that kind of a vulnerable situation without feeling, you know, what's up, man? Like, what you want? You know what I'm saying? Unless you were trying to say that, and I'm not trying to give you an alibi or a story, but unless you're trying to say that they came to help you, you know what I mean? And even then, you know, to catch you off guard would to be where you're down trying to change the tire, you know, they hit you in the back of the head or the side of the head, not plumb right in the middle of your forehead like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, that right there, when I saw the picture, just didn't sit right to me. That seemed to me like you was, you know, did something like that to try to create a situation. Now, I have a 2-year-old right here. Mommy. Oh, you said it, thank you. What? She's been calling me daddy all day since yesterday. I don't know why. But see, that's another thing. You have a 2-year-old. They're not at the wherewithal. They haven't gotten those faculties yet to be able to say. Now, they know when something's wrong. When they see something wrong, when they see their sibling cry or whatever, they know. They cry too. They go give hugs and all that. But there's no way that a 2-year-old can tell an adult, hey, this is what happened. You understand what I'm saying? So typically it's the 4-year-olds and the 5-year-olds and the 6-year-olds that are able to really give information about an event that has happened, you know? So, here. A bite. That's not even hot. So, where you got hit in the head at seems a little bit, throws me a little bit. How you got yourself that vulnerable with 2 little kids in the car and a flat tire throws me. Okay? So after, you know, you say you're in their car with them, you're in and out of consciousness and all these different things, you wake up on the side of the road, but you wake up on the side of the road with your son. Now, if they're trying to traffic these children and abduct these children, most of the time it's for some kind of trafficking. There's 2 children. You think they're not going to take yours? They just going to take her? No. Little boys and little girls go just the same. Okay? There's a market out there for little boys and for little girls. Okay? Let's not even play those games. Okay? So, Your 2-year-old is outside on the side of the road with you. You're telling people that you've just been abducted. I'm looking for my daughter. Somebody just beat me up, and nobody, and you have a 2-year-old that's with you, and nobody wants to help you. Like, these be the things that I'm talking about where this stuff is not making sense, you know? Now, they got him on a surveillance camera on some road, and now they're looking for that car and anything that can help link them to the little girl. Well, you know, this is just not the... Now, I don't know who helped him come up with this story. Maybe it was Jussie Smollett. I don't know. I don't know. But what I am going to say is that I call bullshit. And I think the sooner you get to him and pry and press him about the real and what was really going on, and get pinging his cell phones, and get pinging... I don't know how new the car that he was in was, you know, but a lot of times those cars have GPS systems, tracking devices inside of them as well. If y'all call him on surveillance, you know the police is going to be pulling every single camera up and down the road, patching it and piecing it together to check to see which direction you was going in, checking to see if you even had the little girl in the car with you. You understand what I'm saying? From the gate. You know what I'm saying? When you caught that flat tire, did you call the mom and say like, oh dang babe, I'm on my way, man. I got a flat tire, but I'm on my way though. You know what I mean? Did you not have her like on speakerphone, because that's who you was going to pick up from the airport? You know what I mean? If I'm sitting at the airport waiting for you to come pick me up from the airport, unless I'm on the plane, but I know that you're going to call me and I'm going to be on the phone with you the whole time, like, dang, what the kids doing? You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, let me talk to the kids while you know what I'm saying? Or something. You know what I mean? So, then I heard another report where they said it was 3 men. So now I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if this is just, you know, the police trying to throw a little salt in the game. You know, because sometimes people come up and they offer information, and it's some stuff that they say that was not in the news press. Sometimes they say things to kind of throw people off. You know what I'm saying? Throw people off their game. So even the policeman says, hey, listen, there's some gaps in this story. Okay? So clearly he knows it's a duck. It walks like a duck. He knows it's a duck. Okay? I'm going to say here in Dago, we had a case like this many a year back, and it was called the Jaheim Turner case. So I know probably a lot of you guys are familiar with that case. But, you know, the mom, I think she had either went to sea or something like that, or went out of town. I think she went to sea, and she left him again with the step boyfriend. That may have been her husband at the time, or she may have married him or something after that, but they had a child together, or she got pregnant later on with a child with this guy. I can't really remember the gist of the case, but what I do know is that she came, supposedly he took the baby to the park. I believe Jaheim might have been about 2. He took the baby to the park, and he turned around and the baby was gone, just missing. Okay? Police came and had, you know, sniff dogs and all that kind of stuff trying to track the baby's scent. They couldn't find the baby scent nowhere, not on nothing, no part of no toy, no part of no nothing at that park at all, where this man said he took the child. Fast forward years later, so they never found the child. Years later, it is. Years later, Jaheim probably at this point would be probably about in between 12 and 14 years old. What's in your mouth? No. Give me that. He would be about in between 12 and 14 years old. What I will say is that about 2 years ago, they did arrest the stepfather, and I believe that he is currently going through a trial right now. I'm not sure if they found him guilty. I'm not sure what other evidence they've had. to finally bring charges up against him, but they definitely did that. So, you know, in cases like this, I will say it's almost like rapes. You know, I tell my girls this all the time. It's very rarely ever the dude that just comes and jumps out the bushes. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that it doesn't happen, but it's very rarely ever the dude that comes and jumps out the bushes. 9 times out of 10, it's the person that you know. It's the one closest to you. And this is what I'm feeling about this situation right here. I hope. And that mom knows too. She feel it and she know in her gut. And she and I know, you know, a lot of times, just like Jaheim's mom, she didn't want to believe it, but she knew in her gut. You know what I'm saying? Moms know. They have that intuition. It's innate. It's a connection that they have with their child that they just know. You know, and even if it's little things that you've seen all throughout the time that made you be like, what is this doing? Why is he? You know what I'm saying? So she know, and somebody else know, and he most definitely knows too. And when I looked at him, he looked like he was he looked like, tell us where the child is at, okay? Tell us where the child is at. So, you know, sometimes, yes, the most important thing is finding the child, but you have to analyze these stories. Yes, you know, a lot of times social media don't make it no better because we all want to be detectives, but these are things that touch our hearts. These are things that are close, near, and dear to us. These are things that, you know, we feel this particular kind of way, and we have to analyze these things because we always try to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. That's important. You know what I'm saying? So, police, stay on his neck. Zion, stay on his neck. Friends and family, any little inconsistency, stay on his neck. So right now, I'm not going to say, you know, you know, I hope he didn't do anything to her. The reality is that I hope, you know, that if that baby they can't get that baby back how she needs to be, that he is the one, and that they have someone to focus on and somebody to put the case together so they can be able to find out what actually happened. Because the worst thing is for, you know, you to just have a child that just goes missing and vanishes in thin air and you don't have no information about anything. You know what I'm saying? At least there will be able to have, you know, she'll be able to have the mother will be able to have some form of a closure or something. But I'm just gonna say, man, if that was you, man, go on ahead and just give up the details, man. Go ahead and do your time, take your punishment. You know what I'm saying? Just take that, man, because this story right here that you came up with, you trying it. So y'all just keep y'all prayers out and keep y'all ears open and keep y'all eyes open. And like I said, stay on his neck. Stay on his neck. Stay on his neck, because what I do know about a liar is that they can never keep up with their story. You know what I'm saying? But my heart goes out and my prayer goes out to the young lady. And you're going to get your baby back, sis. You're going to get your baby. Trust.